Broadcasting live, it's Cream Pie Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
And now for your hosts, give it up for Josh and Rick.
Oh, yeah.
Just cold start. And my sweet, sweet cream babies. Welcome to another episode. We're back. We're back. We're here. We're queer. Get used to it. Me and Rick. Dirty Rick and the boys. Yeah. Another beautiful Sunday. Another beautiful Sunday.
I don't know if I've ever said this on the podcast, but dream work makes the cream work. I think that should be a catchphrase for like a t-shirt or something. I think if Dave, if you're listening, I know you hooked us up last time with the merch.
Yeah, that was dope. That was a great gift. I don't even know if Dave still listens. I don't know if anybody still listens. I think we're just talking to the fucking void at this point. We had some regulars
talking to the abyss and seeing if anything screams back.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, got a haircut yesterday, which was cool. So get this. I called to make an appointment to get a haircut. Okay. I say, hey, do you have anything available tomorrow? And she's like, hi, what about 11? I'm like, okay, cool. All right, we'll see you tomorrow at 11. Awesome. Then I get a text message that says your appointment is for tomorrow at 11 or whatever. I don't read it.
Yeah.
I go in at 11 as scheduled. And they're like, you have an appointment? I'm like, yeah, Josh, 11. They're like, oh, we tried calling you. We tried calling you like 3 times. You never confirmed your appointment. I was like, what? I did it over the phone. They're like, oh yeah, but you never confirmed it. So then I go back and look at the text message, and it's like, your appointment is tomorrow at 11. Type Y to confirm, type N to not confirm, or whatever. So, am I wrong by assuming that, hey, see you tomorrow at 11 is the confirmation? And now I have to answer a text to confirm? Like, what is this 2-step verification haircut process bullshit? Obviously. I didn't read the text, but why would I? Why would I?
That's a bitch, dude. That's so annoying.
So then,
that's like that's the same as setting up like dinner reservations for like a week from now, and then showing up and with like a party of 15 and them saying like, well, you never confirmed. It's like, motherfucker, I was on the phone a week ago. Like, I would tell you if I'm not coming.
Yeah, and if I needed to do another step, you figure the lady on the phone would be like, we're gonna send you a text, so make sure you hit confirm, but not. See you tomorrow at 11. Click. I mean, so it was fine. I still got my haircut, obviously. But I had to wait an extra 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Which, whatever. They were busy. I get it. They've got a process. But I hate all the apps. The apps have ruined everything, dude. Especially like getting food. Like you go to a fucking Jersey Mike's to get a sub. And now there's 18 other assholes that ordered on the app. And they're busy with all the online orders. So now you know what I mean? Like, I'm here in person. Like, do me first. I'm standing here. Or Starbucks or any of that. There's a fucking 19 warm fucking sweating coffees at the Starbucks on the fucking pickup fucking shelf. And I'm just looking for a fucking black coffee. And it takes me 45 minutes because you have to make fucking 19 app orders first. It's just insane. It's ridiculous.
The thing that got me was, it was definitely like COVID was because of this, but I think we were slowly going towards it anyways, was the when you sit down at a table and they just have the QR code on a little note card and you have to scan it on your phone to, and then of course I always have to do the whole like, well, I don't have service. And they're like, oh, let me get you a menu. And then they grab a menu from like the 1980s. It's got like boogers and blood and semen and earwax rubbed all over it. It's like,
yeah.
Why am I the outcast? Because I don't want to look at my fucking menu on my phone.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I want this to be an experience. I don't want to be forced to be on my phone to like, I don't know. It's just annoying, dude.
How dare I ask for a menu at a restaurant? What the fuck are we doing? It's just fucking ridiculous. Oh, that's so frustrating, man. And then, well, do you want a menu? Yeah, I'm at a restaurant. You know, it used to be rude to be on your phone at a restaurant. Now it's like required? The fuck is that?
The worst too is like checking out at Walmart now, where they'll have the 30 cash registers. They have one open, and then they have the original blueprints of the self-checkout. So there's 3 there because 2 of them are broken. So like right before this, Emily calls me. She's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go to Walmart real quick, get some groceries." And she's like, "Yeah, the line is all the way to the produce," which I know that's like 100 feet, dude.
It's a long line.
So it's just, she's like, "Yeah, I'm behind like 20 people for the self-checkout." I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, why would they have that many cash register? It's like literally knock out half of those and just put more self-checkouts and do that. But it's like,
they don't want to pay
I told her,
people.
I'm like, we just got to stop going to fucking Walmart, dude. It's just a pain in the ass every time we go. It takes 45 minutes to check out every time.
Dude, it was just like that at an Albertsons, was my main grocery store in Long Beach. Sometimes the line would like run through the pharmacy, and it's like, I'm waiting in line for 40 minutes. Like, my groceries are like, I got frozen groceries. They're melted.
We're thawing out over here.
We're thawing out, baby. Let's go. Is the thing like self-checkout when it first came out? I remember when they first started doing them. Do you remember that? It was like, what, 10, 15 years ago when I first saw one? And I'm like, this is some bullshit. Like, I don't fucking work here. Bill Burr's got a great bit on it, but I don't work here. Like, do you see my name tag? Oh, did I forget my apron? No, the guy who buys the groceries, guy who bags the groceries. I don't know. But now all these stores have basically tricked us into doing half the work, still paying the same amount. And because they don't want to pay people. It's just cheaper for them to assume you're going to steal a thing or two than pay somebody $15 an hour to check you out. So
that's all the Kevin James memes. It's like me scanning a 80-inch TV and marking it as a tomato or whatever.
Yeah.
He's just like,
yeah.
That's
so
a bitch,
insane.
dude. It's so stupid. I mean, I even remember going to the grocery store with my parents and my dad writing a check like at the counter and then paying with the check, getting groceries when I was like 5 years old or whatever it was. But I mean, now it's to the point that if you're at a fancy enough place, you can just pull your phone out, hold it up against the thing, and it'll Apple Pay or whatever. And then it's like, you don't even have to take your wallet out.
Oh, dude, the next thing is like the next phase of it. I've seen it in a couple gas stations out here. There's just a big fucking tray that you put shit on. And instead of self-checking out, you literally just put everything you're buying at the gas station on this tray, and AI figures out what it is and then just rings you up for it.
They have that at a lot of airports too now.
Oh, okay.
But then it always gets sketchy because I go in there and I put my stuff in there and then I pay and then it doesn't say like confirmed, it doesn't say have a nice day. It's just like there and I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to grab my shit and go because there's literally nobody around to double check that I didn't have 2 bags of chips instead of 1. So I don't know.
What you do is you pretend to attempt to pay and then just take your shit and leave. And then if anybody stops, you'd be like, what do you mean I paid?
Yeah.
Just play dumb.
It didn't even spit. I'm sure it was one of those enter in your phone number, enter in your email, we'll send you a receipt. It's like, just give me a goddamn paper receipt. I don't need you to get my fucking email involved. This is
that's so annoying.
It's starting to be a pain in the ass, dude. That's
another thing, the fucking emails. Like, I'm trying to buy a t-shirt at JCPenney, bro. Like, it's fucking $14 t-shirt. Do you need my email address to do this? Can I just give you a 20 and you give me, you know what I mean? It's fucking, oh, do you have your little fuck savey save card? No. Like, you should get to the front of the line and just say, I would like to respond no to all your questions. Just scan my shit and get me out of here in the next 30 seconds. Or I'm going to make a scene. Oh, well, you have to hit cancel then. You have to hit cancel and then hit cancel there and hit cancel and hit cancel. And then you could pay. Oh, actually, the chip didn't work. Go ahead and try that again. Okay. And then you're going to hit confirm and then hit no on the email address.
And then do you want to tip 15, 18, or 20%? Or you can do a custom thing too, because I'm helping you out. You know, this is going to my kids' college fund here. So
yeah. Oh, that's another thing. The everybody gets tips now. Like somebody that works in the service industry, I get it. Like you need tips. Obviously, if you're getting if you're getting served, like a server, bartender, that sort of thing, even like takeout, maybe throw them a couple bucks. You know, you don't have to give them 20%. On a takeout order, but now you go and like get a fucking bottle of water at Starbucks and they do the thing where like, oh, it's going to ask you a few questions. That's what they say, but it's not asking you a few questions. It's asking you one question. How much do you want to tip this fuck for handing you a bottle of water? You know, like I'm not going to give you a tip if you hand me a $5 bottle of water. You're not getting $2 from me additional to the, you know what I mean? It's fucking crazy.
Well, so over the week, so Yeah, over the weekend I was in New York, so I went to visit Emily's family, and we went and got hibachi last night. It was like to thanks Emily's parents for their help with the wedding and all this and that. Just kind of like
Nice. Yeah.
as the dust settled or whatever. And I see that they paid the hibachi guy, the guy that actually cut it up and did all that stuff and actually served us. So they gave him a cash tip, which I don't know how much they gave him.
Yeah.
And then we get the bill, and then I looked at Emily. I'm like, "Are we supposed to tip like on top of this?" And she's like, "Oh, we'll just tip the waiter with the waitress that took our orders." Then I'm thinking about like we ended up tipping her like $20 or whatever, which is less than 20%. But the only time I saw her was when she came and took our order. Somebody else came and dropped off the food,
Right.
and then somebody else came and picked it up. And I mean, to me, it's like I go to hibachi for this guy to just spin the things on his wrist and slapping shrimp in my mouth. Like,
yeah, that's
I don't
true.
know. It's just
The server at a hibachi place doesn't do much compared to the cook. That is a good point, because maybe they'll take your drink orders, I guess. But, they're kind of
do I give him $15 for taking my drink order? Like, that's kind of crazy. But I mean,
don't
what's
know.
the rest of my bill go towards?
It might be a thing. It depends on the place, but they might do like a tip share thing too, where they give those guys a percentage of the tips anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on the place. The rule of thumb for me, because I work in the service industry, I always tip more than 20% if I'm getting served somewhere. But it just gets ridiculous now where these people just expect tips. Like if you order takeout, the whole kitchen puts it in a bag, and the hostess goes and grabs the bag and hands it to you, and now I'm expected to give like 20% to the hostess for ringing me up. If somebody serves me, I give them 20%. That's not the same service. You're handing me a bag. Like, what are we doing?
I don't know what world I live in. I think I probably get into the realm of not tipping enough. And let me say that again, like not engaging in the act of tipping. Because like we'll go to Ramunto's, like Friday night, we stopped at Ramunto's for a couple of slices. She threw them in the oven for 2 minutes and then put them in a box, and I left, and I didn't tip her for that. But yeah, it's the whole, you go in there and you pay for your Chinese food, and on the way out, it's like, all right, how much are you going to tip? It's like, well, who am I tipping here? Like you just said, they just put this together in the kitchen back there. Like I'm not actually seeing the guy that did it for me.
Right. Well, the guy that did it makes hourly wage because he's a kitchen employee, and the hostess makes hourly wage too. Assuming most places pay like a host or a hostess, they're an hourly employee, so they're making like $12 an hour or whatever. You know what I mean? But the wait staff in most states make like $3 an hour, so they need the tips. And I'm like I said, I'll throw 10% on a takeout order, but I'm not giving you 25% for handing me a bag. That's fucking insane. So I don't
It's
get
kind of
it.
nuts just for the subject too, because even if say you go to Walmart, or not Walmart, I'm keeping Walmart out of this fucking podcast the whole time, but say you go to Best Buy
Walmart.
and you go and you talk to some guy, you have no idea about anything about televisions. This guy walks you around for 20 minutes showing you all the TVs. What's the difference between LCD and plasma? And this is how much you're saving here, but energy costs here and blah, blah, blah. And by the end of it, it's like he could check you out like in the electronics department.
Yeah.
Why don't you throw in that guy a $10 tip?
Right. Yeah.
I feel like that motherfucker earned it. Like yesterday I went to Verizon because I have, it's kind of a long story, but I had Virgin Mobile outside of high school, and then that got bought out by Boost in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And Boost Mobile is like the worst cell phone plan you could have. Like literally, I get home, I get 30 text messages because I have 4 bars, but nothing will come through. Obviously, I can't use social media.
Right.
I save all my music in Spotify so I can listen to it when I'm driving because I have no service.
Right.
I get notifications that I've used 10 out of 10 gigs, even though I have unlimited gigs. And on top of that, when the hell did I use any of this data? It's like I didn't have service anywhere. So we go to the Verizon store yesterday, and I'm going to jump on Emily's mom's family plan or whatever because I get like a new iPhone and get to keep my number. And
you
like,
said you got
it's gonna
Verizon, you said?
Yeah, it's going to be Verizon.
Yep, that's what I got.
But it's going to be all gravy. But it's like this chick so she was doing stuff on her iPad, and then she calls somebody up on the phone, and then she has me talking to customer service for Boost Mobile on my phone. Emily's mom is sitting in front of me. Emily's standing next to her, but she's like triple tasking. And she's like, hold on. And she like writes this down. She's like, what did he say? She's writing this down. And okay, I need the PIN number for this. And she's like going after it for like 20 minutes. Yeah. And by the end of it, she's like, yep, we'll mail you the new phone. Just put in this PIN number and you'll be all set. And I'm like, lady, the last 20 minutes has changed my life. Like I don't know what it's like to be a normal human with a normal phone where you can be sitting in your car in the passenger seat and use Facebook. Like I've really never been able to do that.
Yeah. Well, that's
Give
good,
her a
man.
$20 tip, dude. She fucking deserved it.
Well, it's tough, man, in industries like that, because like the TV guy and this lady, they might make commission too. You know, like we don't know how the pay structure is for like TV salesman. I know with Best Buy, I'm pretty sure the sales guys make some sort of bonus or commission for what they sell.
Oh, they must. Yeah.
So then at that point, if they're making commission, do you tip? I don't know, dude. I don't know. But going back to the service industry, I'm not tipping you for a bottle of water. Bottom line. Sorry. And that seems pretty reasonable. And the whole fucking, it's going to ask you a couple questions fucking routine that everybody says. I'm sick of hearing it. I'm sick of the iPad flip around, fucking choose between 30 and 45% how much you want to give this fuck type. You know what I mean?
Well, something else that doesn't make sense is like, why, like, so where do I do this? I think at the liquor store, like places that you actually still have to like sign, and like you can either do it with your finger or do it with a little pen that's probably got AIDS and HIV fucking spread all over it.
Oh, for sure. But some gonorrhea.
Why can't I just use my card, and like, why am I still signing? Like I literally just do like an E and then I do an A over the bottom line and the E. That's all I do for my signature. And it's like, I don't even do it.
I couldn't agree more. And I've been thinking this for years too. Why are we still signing for, like, okay, so what happens with the signature? When are they going to use it for? Like, it's just a formality at this point? Dude, I haven't signed for a credit card, legit, a signature since I've gotten one. I just do a line. Or if it's like with the finger, I just literally do this. What's going to happen? Like if somebody stole my credit card, I'm going to get the money back anyways, because credit cards usually give you your money back if it's fraud.
Yeah.
So don't have to worry about that. But with a debit card, they can open a case and possibly give you your money back. What's the point of the signature? Like, what do they do with it? Originally, why was it a thing? Like originally, because it was a check? Because debit cards are technically like plastic checks in a sense. You know what I mean? So like you sign for a check.
There's no quality check on that, because it's like, what if you just put a dot every time? Is there somebody looking through there like, oh, this guy's been doing dots. Like, get over here. Look at this guy.
Yeah,
this guy thinks he's sly. We're going to reject his next thing. And he goes, oh, maybe I actually have to sign. And then we learn. But yeah, no, there's no point to doing it, dude.
Never happens. Dumb. It's just a dumb thing. You know, with the most frustrating, back in California, I was in such a fucking hurry once. And I just wanted to stop by a gas station and get a water. And I was doing my AV work at the time. And I was thirsty as a motherfucker out in the desert. Because I've just been busting my balls on mounting somebody's TV or some bullshit. And I pull in the gas station, huge line, and I have to get to my next job. And I'm like, fuck. So I wait in the line, and I'm in like a serious hurry because I'm running late. So then I put my water up there. He beep, you know, all right, cool. Here's the card. And then it says approved or whatever. I'm like, okay, thank you very much. And then he's like, wait. And I'm like at the door, and there's all these people because it's so busy. He's like, you need to sign. And I'm like, what? He's like, you need to sign.
Do it for me.
So then I gotta like, and I'm in a hurry, so I'm so mad. So I like literally wade through all these fucking people and bums and stuff, get back to the register, which it only took 30 seconds, but it was so frustrating. And then I literally grab the pen and just do this. And then I just fucking have to wade through all these people, like literally just to do that. Like that, you wasted 2 minutes of my time for this. You couldn't have just done this for me. I don't know. But what the fuck ever. I got my bottle of water, but yeah, man, I remember that distinctly. I was so mad. I was so mad he made me sign. Hey, fuck you. Get out of here.
Yeah. I mean, I even, I think I brought this up in the pod a couple weeks ago, but I went to Home Depot and just bought cinder blocks, and there was nothing to scan on the cinder blocks, and I was doing the self-checkout. So the guy had to come over and basically look it up in the system and then do whatever. I'm out the door. The doors are, they're like the huge bay doors that are like 20 feet high. I'm out the door. He goes, hold on, it didn't take. I'm like, I have the receipt. He goes, no, it didn't take. I'm like, all right, motherfucker, we're going to get into it now. So we're over there for another 10. And this is like an elderly worker. Like this guy had to be at least 60, and that's being generous.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh man, this happened to me the other day. I'm like, oh, I can tell this is going to be a fucking nightmare, dude. And he's like, he's pulling out things. He's scanning the shit that's hanging off his belt or whatever and doing this and that. And he goes, oh, now it's frozen. I'm like, dude, I have the receipt. Like, I think that's the proof that I've bought this, because that's the purpose of a receipt.
Isn't it?
And And then I go to like the other customer service or like the middle of the Home Depot or whatever, and I'm doing the same checkout, and that system isn't working either. And everybody's like got their hand up, like, oh, can I have somebody come help me? And I'm like, I'm just getting pissed. And I told Emily, I'm like, let's just fucking walk. Like, God forbid they get me for stealing $9 worth of cinder blocks. Are you fucking kidding me?
Also,
And then,
just show the cop the receipt.
Well, dude, I'm standing there and the guy comes over and she's like, well, see, we have the receipt. And he's like, well, then I think you're fine. And then Emily's like, well, but, and I'm like, shut your mouth. Like, we're leaving. Don't tell him anything. Like, can we just get out of here? But it's like a 5-minute thing turned into like a half-hour ordeal. Where like my blood pressure is going up so high. I can feel my arteries starting to close. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. I know what you mean. Dude, that feeling of becoming angry, I'm very familiar with it. I'm a very angry person. I see him.
Dude, it's just red comes down over my eyes, and I'm just like a fucking bull.
Oh yeah, you feel it. Like your face gets hot. You feel the heart beating. Like you want to. Oh man. Ooh. If you could only harness that. If like, imagine if you could control when you get angry. I guess that you could meditate and try and like be like the Hulk. But imagine that rage that you feel about simple life things like a receipt thing. If you could like turn that on when you're about to bench press.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'd be unstoppable. You'd be like a fucking god. Because, dude, anger is a fucking motivator. Really is.
I mean, our football playing days are very different because you actually played and you actually did well. But I remember playing like JV football and like playing like outside linebacker and just being like, all right, I'm going to kill this motherfucker. Like just trying to amp myself up. And I remember we used to drive to the games like on the bus or whatever. And I would have like 3 of those energy packets that I'd mix into like a Mountain Dew or like a water or whatever. And I would like drink it. And I remember I used to throw up during halftime because like I'd be so amped up.
Yeah.
Because I'm drinking like, I don't even know, liquid steroids by that point, just fucking pure adrenaline. I'm like sitting there, on my fucking eyes are vibrating side to side just so we could like lose by 40 points. It's like, all right. Well,
I know. Oh man. Yeah. I guess that's a good example. Football, contact sports, like wanting to win. Cause I remember like, I would get really angry sometimes. And that's like the last time I guess I competed in a physical sport, like a real official sport, was high school. But yeah, man, fucking my thing was they took me off of it senior year, unfortunately. But I loved being the headhunter on kickoff. And I was an asshole too. Like I fucked people up because I wouldn't even run for the ball because I was on the wing, which is what you're supposed to do. I would run as fast as I possibly could and look for somebody that wasn't paying attention, that wasn't moving. And I'd be going like, how fast can a human run? I mean, I had to have been going like 25 miles an hour. I don't know. I really don't. I always wonder like how fast a human can run.
I think the fastest is like 22 miles per hour, like in the NFL. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I was going 18 or whatever the fuck, but I was hauling ass and, dude, fucking laying people out. Like big guys, that momentum just fucking, you know? And I would just like, oh man, I was a douchebag too. I would like look down on them, you know? Man, that was fun.
You ever injure anybody playing football? Like playing against a different team, like break somebody's clavicle or?
I'm sure people came out from injuries during plays I was involved in, but I don't know specifically any examples. Yeah.
I remember 8th grade football. This was, we were playing near, it was like Mallard Stadium. It was like a semi-pro baseball, but there was a football stadium on the side of it. Yep. And so it's kind of like the middle of like a big city. I don't know if it's Madison or whatever. Oh, it must have been. But we had a game and this kid, Dean Schmidt, he tackled somebody or like he was like a lineman or something, but he broke this dude's leg. Ooh. And I remember I was like on the ground and I like stood up. I think it was like a dog pile kind of situation. Yeah. And I remember I stood up and this dude's leg was like, it was like, I'm not a doctor, but this is not good. And obviously none of us really knows what's going on. And so it's one of those, like the game stops, an ambulance comes on the field, puts him on a stretcher, like ambulance is at the 50, drives off the field. And Dean walks up to me and I barely even talked to this kid. And he goes, I think I broke that guy's leg. I was like, what did you do? He was kind of like a Chris Wheeler who would play like a little dirty, like, chop blocking every play and after the whistle, that kind of bullshit. He was one of those kids, but man, he's just nonchalant. I think I broke that guy's leg. I'm like, yeah, if that was you, dude. He didn't even tell me what he did.
Yeah.
He's just like, it was me. I don't know.
Yikes. Yeah, I don't know. You remember? Were you what year was that when he broke his leg? Were you there for that?
No, I didn't play freshman year. I think he was a sophomore when he did that.
Okay. Well, dude,
Wasn't
he broke
that a
his
baseball injury though?
No, he broke it like right in front of me. We were on the sideline. He was like 10 feet from me. I saw it.
Oh.
He broke his femur.
Yeah.
The big one on the top. And he was writhing, dude. Was that? No,
Yeah,
I'm thinking of I think. Just fucked up his knee too. I fucked up his leg too. I'm thinking it's the one in middle school that I don't know. Some kid broke his fucking leg though. It was like his femur.
Yeah.
I think it was his name. I think we're name dropping. These people don't listen to our podcast anyways, though. These are just generic names too. I'm sure there's 19 white people named that in New Hampshire. Good luck finding the one I'm talking about. You son of a bitch. I know how you creamers are trying to dox people. You motherfuckers. Can we get some comments, by the way? If you watch the show and you're one of the people that likes the show every week, can you comment this week, please? Because we need some more engagement. Tell your fucking friends, hey, check out this podcast. That would be great. We'd appreciate it. Thank you. Fuck's sake. We're out here fucking talking about dicks and farts for an hour every goddamn Sunday like the Lord intended. And we're not getting any love out there. So share the fucking podcast. For Christ's sake.
Teamwork makes the cream work, baby. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This ain't the last time.
Yeah. Yeah, you do the promotional work for us. You do the marketing for us. Thank you. We'd appreciate that. But yeah, comment. Argue in the comments. We'll talk about political shit, and I want you all to argue in the comments. Thank you.
Yeah, some of the promos fell off. There was a couple weeks where we'd get like 900 views on a promo, and now I'm like lucky if we break 50. So I think we either fucked up the algorithm and like we're shadow banned for like 2 weeks or something.
Could be.
Or if that was like our second strike and we're just gonna sit on the bottom of the ocean forever.
Yeah, well, let's see. Yeah, it might have been. I don't know. Are there any clips about Kanye West or Israel and Palestine or Ukraine?
Oh no, those are coming out this week.
Cancelled.
Oh shit. Oh, we're doomed.
Yamas.
Oh, we're doomed.
Cancelled.
Oh, Yamas.
Cancelled.
Yeah. Well, as long as you spelled it differently, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bummer though. I thought the Halloween promos would really hit home, but I guess they didn't, which is fine, but whatever.
Whatever. Yeah. So it's a lot of luck too. Unless you're Mr. Beast, then you have it down to a science. That motherfucker.
Speaking of luck, you ever gamble on like sports or anything, like FanDuel or whatever?
Oh yeah, for sure.
One of those.
It's not legal in the state of North Carolina to do online sports betting though, so I don't do it now. But yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's so easy now, dude. DraftKings, I use my bookie. It's a good one.
I think I might start because I actually saw that you can start betting on the Special Olympics. There we go. Get the real athletes out there, baby. Woo! Let's go.
On which one? FanDuel?
I don't know. I saw it the other day that you can start betting on the Special Olympics. Dude, some of those Special Olympics powerlifters, like they walk up to the fucking deadlift bar, pick it up and drop it, and it's like, all right, that was an 850-pound deadlift. It's like, that's not humanly possible. Like, this guy's 4 feet tall. He's built like a fucking...
Whoa. They're humans, first of all. Hold on.
Well, they're not all 4 feet tall, but this guy specifically was.
Yeah, dude. Obviously. Yeah. They've got a certain type of strength that we don't possess. I mean,
oh, man.
And they all
we saw the subtitles over each other's heads when we were saying that.
Yeah. And they all have fucking hogs on them too, dude. Oh man, imagine those guys. That's the thing. Why don't those guys just lift in the regular Olympics? Like, imagine like you've been training powerlifting your whole life and this fucking with a giant dick like lifts twice the weight and then goes and eats a fucking fudgesicle watching you. It's insane.
I mean, play to your strength, dude. I mean, you ever see the best arm wrestling guy in the world? His hand is like the size of a fucking, I don't even know, like a stop sign. This thing is huge. He's got like these forearms that are like the size of my waist, and I'm a fat motherfucker. And he's got these like he's like Popeye or whatever, and he's got and his ring is like bigger in diameter than like a Coke can for his wedding ring. It's like, and it's like, imagine going up there and it's like, all right, well, I was kind of big in high school and I lifted and all this and that, and I got pretty good. I win the regionals every year, and then you go arm wrestle against this dude. It's like, he's gonna snap me in half, dude. Because he's just playing to his strengths, dude. Like, imagine that was the guy checking you out at fucking Walmart. He's like trying to press the button. He presses like 8 of them at a time. He's like, God damn it, this sucks.
Yeah. I'm going to need a signature, please. Yeah, right. That guy fucking, when he has to sign with his finger, it's just a big circle. It gets just boop.
It's a giant black screen. Boop.
Oh, man. I wonder if the hands match the drapes.
Yeah, he's got to be packing something, dude. That'd be scary.
Hopefully, dude, because if he's beaten off and he's got a regular size hog, it's got to be very demeaning.
I mean, that's the equivalent of like lifting with a power lifter your whole life. Yeah, it's you're going to the pros right away. I don't know. That would be kind of hard to do. Like, imagine beating off with hands that like looks like you stuck your hand in a fucking beehive for 20 minutes, and it's like that 24/7. Like, that's no fun, dude. You can drive probably no problem, but I mean, you can't change the radio.
Right, yeah. You're very limited. You can't fucking unroll your windows because you can't fit your hand in the fucking thing to put the button down. Oh, man. Dude, I'm not buying a fucking Nissan ever again, by the way. My car it's a 2020, and all the door locks don't work now. And I looked it up. Apparently, I forget what it's called. It's the door lock activator, door lock. It's not, whatever. It's a part that literally like is inside the door that locks and unlocks the door electrically, whatever.
Yeah.
And the 2020 Nissan Altima is known to have those fail. They just stop working, and they're not under warranty or anything like that. So they cost like $500 a piece to replace. And you can do it yourself.
Why isn't there a recall on it?
I looked it up. I don't see any information about a recall. I think they're just like, fuck you. So none of my door locks work now. Which is, I have to manually unlock my driver's side door now.
Yeah, you're basically living in the 90s again. Yeah.
And they get jammed. They get stuck. So like I'll have to like reach back there and like try and unlock the back door because I have shit in my back seat, and it's like it's a fucking nightmare, dude.
Yeah.
The Bluetooth doesn't work half the time. It's just a fucking dude. It's 2023. Can we get the Bluetooth to work in a car, please? What the fuck's going on?
My 2015 RAV is like still running. I hit like I think I'm at like 142,000 miles. So I bought it with 36,000 miles in 2017.
Yep.
So what's the math there? 6 years. I put on like 100,000 miles, which is fine. But I mean, there was a paint recall. I think I talked about this months ago about the whole paint recall bullshit. But even the other day, my mom sends me something, and apparently my car is prone to start on fire and like burn the whole thing.
Shit.
So I'm like, I emailed her back. I'm like, so what do I do? And she goes, just be careful. I'm like, okay.
If it sets on fire, get out of there, I guess.
But it's like the most like vague description. It's like cars between 2013 and 2018, all models are susceptible to this. It's like, why are you just discovering this now? That's weird.
They could spontaneously combust. What's the guy? You remember Fight Club, the movie?
Yeah.
That guy's job was to go to places where cars have defects and people die and look to see what the defect is, and then get back to the car company, and the car company has to decide financially, is it better to put out a recall, or is it better to just pay people off that are going to inevitably die? Like, if they figure like, all right, 1 out of every 10,000 cars, this is going to happen, out of every one of those incidents, 1 out of every 100 a family will die. Is it going to be cheaper for us to just let all those people die and just pay them off? Or is it going to be cheaper for us to do a full recall on this model and get them all fixed? So there's a fucking guy that decides what's financially better for the car company and knowingly lets people die and doesn't do a recall sometimes.
It's the exact same thing with the medication in the United States.
Yeah.
It's the same thing where you watch the commercial and it's like, oh, well, I've got whatever respiratory issues and this and that. They're like, might cause severe bleeding, might cause early death.
Yep.
And that. And it's because 98% of the people that take this are fine, but the 2% they're fucked up. And it's like,
right.
Well, I guess that's a chance I'll take. But it's the same thing.
Math.
It's the people that would take that. And then it's either they die or they have issues. And then if the family is smart enough to blame it on the medication and then go after the company. And then by the time they get paid off, the dude that made the decision is already dead.
Right.
It's like,
yeah.
That's the problem, dude. Like we just live in a world where it's like, people make the decisions to screw over other people on purpose just for monetary gain.
Yep.
Because they get to a point where it's like, well, I'm only going to live another 30 years. I might as well ball out, dude. You know?
How big does your fucking yacht need to be, though, dude? It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I could never imagine being at a point where I have so much money and I'm willing to let people die just so I get a little bit more money. It's insane to me. Like, I guess you what's it called? You dissociate. Am I saying that right? I don't know. I'm retarded.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. You just tell yourself lies to make it acceptable. Fuck. What's the word, man? Justify your actions.
Justify. I mean, it's even like Ozark. You know, like that guy was like stuck in a pickle, and then all of a sudden he has to start laundering money and do this and that, and
yeah.
He was a good guy, just doing the bad thing, but it's the same thing as Breaking Bad, same thing as anybody that's ever done anything awful. You know, they had good intentions at the start. I'm not saying Hitler was a good guy.
Canceled.
Yeah, whoa.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Canceled.
Everybody thinks they're doing the right thing, or they trick themselves into thinking they're doing the right thing, whether they are or not, I think, at the end of the day. Because Hitler thought he was doing the right thing. He thought it was a horrible thing that he had to do for the betterment of mankind in Germany, specifically. But if you asked him, I mean, he was also insane and it was clearly not in the right. Was clearly a bad guy. We're taking another important stance this week. The CPS boys say Hitler is bad.
Nazis are a no-go. No cream for you.
No cream for you. No cream for you. No cream for you, Nazi. Yeah. Yeah, man. Interesting.
So did you wake up on time today? Like with your daylight savings, dude? That extra hour of sleep gets you nice and right for the pod?
Don't even get me started on my sleep last night, dude. I fucking was shaking hands with demons. I was fucking had a full fucking exorcism last night, fucking sweating, freaking out, fucking on the brink of psychosis. You know, my usual night terrors. Because I'm a fucking, mongoloid. I can't handle sleep like a normal person. I'm insane. But yeah, I didn't sleep very good. And I was up still at like 3 a.m. and I looked at the phone and it said 1:50 a.m. and I was like, oh, that's right. Because it's definitely later than that. But it got set back. Yeah, it's nice you get the extra hour of sleep, but I'm not looking forward to it getting dark in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's gonna be dark at 4.
When I took the motorcycle like 2 weeks ago when it was like 70 degrees, it was dark, and I don't like riding the bike in the dark because even a fucking raccoon runs in the middle of the road and I hit that motherfucker. There's like a 50-50 chance I'm gonna lose my head. I don't want to do that.
It's definitely a lot different on a, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Or a deer, forget about it. That's a scary thing, really, is because those deer come out of fucking nowhere sometimes. I've hit deer in my car. And it wasn't even my fault that I hit them. They just literally leapt in front of my car out of the woods. So if that happens when you're on a motorcycle, dude, that's game over.
If there was a deer and I knew I was going to hit him, I would literally just like put my head below the windshield and just try to keep it straight as I barrel through this fucking... How heavy is a deer? Like 100 pounds?
Oh, usually heavier than that. Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Especially big ones, like a big old buck. Yeah, they've got to be a couple 100 pounds.
Yeah, pretty good chance I'm going to definitely crash if that happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What about a moose? You're dead. You're hitting a brick wall. Like I
would just bounce off the moose and explode into flames, dude.
I think there might be your best solution is to speed up and angle your body to try and go through the moose. Because maybe if you hit the soft tissue, you could literally rip through its stomach or something and come out the other end.
Some stuntman shit, just like lay the bike down and then stand it back up as I like grind off the pegs or whatever.
Yeah. That would be rough. Or maybe you could duck under the moose if it's tall enough.
I've never seen a moose still.
Oh, they're enormous. They're so big, dude. Like their legs are like 6 feet like long. So you could walk underneath one. They're huge. Yeah. Scary big.
I think the weird demonoid versions of moose in like horror movies. Like, have you ever seen The Ritual on Netflix?
I don't believe so.
There's like a giant, it's basically like a giant moose with like extra arms and shit. And it's like this giant demonic creature, but it's definitely like the body of a moose. And it's pretty cool. This thing is like, I don't know, 20 feet tall. Like eats people and shit.
That's pretty
it's like
cool.
my favorite. And like black-haired sheep, like for like satanic things, like with the horns that are like perfectly curled and all that.
Right.
I'm a fan of black sheep.
Sheep or goat?
Probably a goat.
Goat, yeah. I think the devil's
I think
the
the
goat.
whole Satan thing is a goat, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder why that is. Goats are nice. They eat everything. They can eat like tin cans and shit. It's wild. But they're friendly for the most part.
They're like God's little recyclers.
Yeah.
They
Although I
just
guess
shit everything out.
they do charge at you. It depends. Like I guess rams are assholes. They'll like run at you and charge you and stuff. But you ever see the baby goats? You go to a farm and pet a little baby goat and like, meh. They're cute, man.
I've seen videos of them just bouncing around.
Yeah. They love to like climb on top of shit. I think it's like in their nature. So they'll like climb on top of you and like want to stand on top of your head and shit.
Not that I want to just like go to a farm by myself or go to the zoo by myself, but I mean,
Zoos
especially
are
when I was a
fucked.
kid, but just like walking around and seeing animals that you'd never see like otherwise is cool. Like why wouldn't I want to go see a hippo or a monkey or a polar bear? Like I think that's kind of neat.
Yeah. It is cool to see animals, that's for sure. I think zoos are fucked, but definitely a farm. Because we have this crazy farm in North Carolina. We haven't been back, but we got to go back. It's called something Ark. Why not an American Ark or something? But they've got cows and goats, and they just let them like free range walk around. So you could just be like walking down the path and you just see like this sheep and you're just like, hey, what's up? And you just pat the sheep and just keep walking. It's this wild. It's this big farm. And then they've got this big old cow named T-Bone. And he's like running around trying to like stick his tongue out and get food and shit. Every time he sees people, he like runs up to the gate and he's like stomping on the goats that are also trying to get the food and shit. And this big old fucking cow. Although I guess it's a she because it's a cow. So it's a she. But they also have the most random thing at this farm in North Carolina. They have camels, which is crazy. So we're like, what's in that barn? We walk in, it's this fucking camels. And like there's these signs like, don't get close to the camels. Watch out, they spit on you and shit. That's another animal that is staggeringly large. A camel. Like, picture like the size of a moose. You know, like they've got long legs and those fuckers are like standing over you, just like looking at you and shit. That's terrifying. Like, goddamn, if this thing got loose. And then people ride those motherfuckers too.
I was going to say, that's like, imagine just like setting up a ladder and just sitting on the very top rung and then like, all right, now it's going to move and you don't know where. It's like, all right, I'll keep myself up here because if I fall, I'm going to break a limb.
Horses are scary enough and those motherfuckers are lower to the ground, but riding a camel, I guess camels don't like gallop and run as fast as horses. So you probably have more time to react, I guess. But yeah, they train them to like get down so you can get on top of them and then they stand up and they're like doing their thing, just walking through the desert or whatever.
Yeah.
That would be pretty badass to ride a fucking camel, dude.
Have you, this is old school, but you ever see the Scorpion King with The Rock?
Yeah, oh yeah, a long time ago though.
And he had a camel and the guy's like, my horse is much faster than your camel. You should get a horse. And he goes, yeah, but the camel's smarter. He's go, yeah, we'll find out about that. And then at some point in the movie, the camel like ends up saving The Rock, which is like so illogical, but it's like, it's a smart camel. So they had to like have it pay off in the movie. It's like, all right. Dwayne Johnson. Okay.
They're like, how about a scene where the camel saves The Rock? Yeah, and we'll put something earlier in the script where he talks about how smart his camel is. So it all goes full circle. Genius. Write it in.
But it's just something like so illogical. Like you don't see the camel for 45 minutes. And then all of a sudden you just see him like pick a lock with his tongue and like untie him that he's like tied up in front of a fire. It's like, thanks, camel. And he like runs away. It's like, what the fuck are we watching here, dude?
He picks a lock with his tongue. That's some Gene Simmons shit.
And it's just like a little cutaway. He's like, told you he's a smart camel. And the other guy's like, oh, of course.
He's like, curse you, smart camel. Yeah. Yeah, that's wild, man.
So
those guys in the Middle East riding their camels.
When are you getting your tickets?
Tickets to the gun show?
Creed Summer of 99 tour, baby.
Oh, shit.
Let's go.
I've been seeing a lot of promos, dude. It's so funny that the Creed thing is coming back, dude, with a vengeance. You know? I've been seeing so many goddamn clips. They're at like sports games and everyone's... It's kind of funny because it's all tongue in cheek. I wonder how Creed... If Creed thinks like they're actually like making a serious comeback and they're like, everybody loves us again. This is great. Or if they kind of know that it's all tongue in cheek and everyone's kind of like half laughing. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, it's funny to be a big Creed fan. You know what I mean?
Well, I saw them share a video. It was Scott Stapp walking into the like rehearsal room. He goes, what's the line? Like, hello, they're my friends. And then it shows his bandmates. He's like, good to see you again. And he's like, what should we do now? And the guy's like, maybe we should rehearse. And he's like, okay. And they like do it or whatever. But that's so baller, dude. Like, I saw the Texas Rangers. They won the World Series. And since I think Creed show up to a game and they started playing it like more like in the locker room, like they're accrediting Creed for partial of their success.
Man, I never thought I would see the day. Yeah,
that's it's gonna be one of those where it depends on the location that they're gonna have certain like bands, like the lineup's gonna be different or whatever.
Yeah.
But from top to bottom, I don't know how much of these bands you would listen to, but so Creed, Three Doors Down, Daughtry.
Oh, Daughtry's going too?
Yeah.
No way. That's hilarious.
And then these are like
dude.
the lower tiers, but there's Switchfoot, which I know like 2 songs. There's Tonic. And then the first time I saw it, I was like, okay, well, that's a good lineup. And then on the very bottom, in like the smallest font possible, it said Finger 11. And it's like Finger 11 I have not heard in like 15 years. But like they had Paralyzer. That was one of their songs. But like they had like maybe 3 popular songs. And I think they just fell off after that. But I was looking at that lineup and James already bought tickets. I'm going in August, dude. I'm pumped.
Hell yeah.
Dude.
It's going to be fun, dude. Just like get drunk and watch Creed and sing along. It'll be a good time. It's always fun. At the end of the day, dude, it's entertainment. If you're having fun and you're entertained, who cares that they're corny? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just pray to God that they have that bald guy with the sheets flying around like fucking Jesus.
Yeah, dude, just over the people the whole time.
Dude, you saw that video of the Cowboys halftime show? Oh my God. That shit is so fucking funny. They're clearly lip syncing. It's like not even, doesn't sound live at all. It just sounds like they put a CD in a player and, oh, so funny. So
it's the most boss shit I've ever seen though, dude. It's like so amped up. Like everybody's in the best fucking mood.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
All I know, that's Scott Stapp, dude. Could that guy have more fucking cheek fillers or whatever the fuck's going on with his face? Or is his face just like swollen up? Speaking of beehives, it looks like this guy's face, he stuck his whole head in a beehive. What's up with his face?
Yeah, he kind of looks like he's trying to pull his best Mickey Rourke impersonation. Like his face is all like, there's too many canyons in his face. It's kind of weird, but whatever.
It looks like he got like filler in his face. To like youthful, make it. His head, he's gonna look like fucking Sloth from the Goonies by the end of the tour. Just keep fucking shooting fucking filler into his fucking old face. Yeah. It's exciting though.
Doing that. I got a show in December going to see Nonpoint in Hampton Beach, Wally's Pub.
Nice.
And then Static X and Seven Dust in February. I'm going to see with Mr. Ham.
Very nice.
With James. I'm doing that with James. But yeah.
Cool. I got no
any
plans.
Shows? Any plans? What's going on?
No, I'm just gonna keep doing my own comedy thing. Yeah, my fucking Matthew Perry jokes bombed this week. Bad. I had the worst set I've had in weeks. It was, oh my God. To be honest, it was pretty small crowd of people though. So there weren't very many people that could have left, but it was pure silence the entire time I was on stage. I really ate my own dick up there. It was rough, but
you got to do that. You got to go through that, you know?
Of course. Part of the process. I went back the next day and did another room and did pretty well. It was a black room and my black jokes didn't go so well. But They weren't offensive. They just, I got to figure out how to work rooms better in a certain way. I would never do offensive racial material when I'm the minority in the crowd in the room. I mean, unless I could find a way to make it funny. I'm not against doing anything, but I would never be like intentionally offensive racially when I'm the only white person, or even when I'm not the only white person. You know what I mean? But yep, it's all part of the process. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep ripping comedy, baby.
I mean, I even saw that it was on one of the podcasts with Joe Rogan, but he's like, you learn more about when you bomb than when you kill. Because it's like, if you just go out there and kill every single time, like, you're like, oh, that I can do no wrong, and then you fuck up real bad one time. It's like you fail.
Yeah.
You know what doesn't work. And you're like, all right, well, let's not, pull out the AIDS joke again.
The other thing is or find a way to rework it or sit on it and bring it back later. I always do new stuff because I'm like, I have jokes that I know work every time, but I don't always do those jokes. I could pull them out and if I need them, if I'm losing them, I can get them back on track. But that's why sometimes I bomb, because like this week, I did mostly new shit that I hadn't really tried before. So
yeah.
But every once in a while, and it's also like, these are open mics we're talking about. You got to do that. Otherwise, you're never going to find out what works. How do you test out material, You might think it's funny in your fucking dumb little head, but then you go out there and people are booing you and throwing tomatoes at your face. Don't throw tomatoes.
Like, why would you go do comedy every week and say the same jokes? Like, that's pretty fucking dumb.
Especially with open mics, you got to do new shit. Even if like you do a couple new things, you got to do. Like, I know, I'm not going to name any names, but I know people that, I've been doing comedy for 6 months. And I know people that have been doing the same 5 minutes twice a week at every open mic for 6 months straight. They haven't written anything new. It's half a year, dude. You haven't done one new joke? And the material, to be honest, ain't that... I don't want to start anything. Whatever. Try something new, for God's sake. I know these people's sets by heart because I see them every week. Like, I shouldn't know your set by heart.
You should be like that guy that you called out and just go up there and just rip these people a new asshole, dude. Just go up there and just like every time you get on stage, it's a roast, dude.
Yeah.
Make some enemies.
Oh no, I don't want to make it. Out of enemies, got a lot of enemies. But whatever. Yeah, man, you want to wrap this little baby up?
Tie a little bow on this creamsicle.
Ooh, creamsicles. Those are glorious little treats. I'm gonna have to suck one down later.
Yep.
All right, it's been real, everybody. Till next week, everybody.
Stay creamy.
Bingo. Bingo bango.
Bingo bango.
Ugh.